Hi and welcome to Knit with Hannah. I'm Hannah and I'm here with Knitting Natter to help you learn to knit the easy way. What we're going to do today is knit a bubble for the top of this baby beret, and as you can see I just need to tie in a few stitches, a few threads at the back here. I've done the seam, I've got a contrast on the ribbing here, and I'm going to knit the bubble in the same contrast, so it will look tied in and organised and quite stylish as well, I hope. What we have is a bobble pattern, and I've created this. You can go to my website and sign up and I will send you this for free. It's not too difficult. I'm going to show you how to make this as we sit here. And what you can also do is go over to my website and have a look at the course that I've just launched, which is all about knitting baby hats, and it's perfect foundation beginners knitters course because it will teach you everything from knitting, purling, shaping, ribbing, all of those little things that beginners are expected to know as they start knitting, because it's such a common thing in knitting patterns. So if you'd like video tutorials for all of those things, help with choosing your yarn, help with choosing colours, let alone choosing which yarn to buy, then that's the place to go. Go and have a look on my website, knitwithhannah.co.uk, that's .co.uk. Then you can sign up for my knitting course, and I will take you through the beginner's foundations. And you'll be able to knit 3 baby hats while you're doing it as well. And of course those patterns you can use over and over and over again. So you won't just have 3 hats by the end of it, I'm sure you'll have dozens. Here we go then. So we're going to knit a bobble for the top of this hat. I'm just going to move this so that I've got a better view for you. First of all, we're going to cast on 3 stitches. I put a slip knot on here to start, and I'm going to knit 1 more and cast on another one there. There you go. So that is 3 stitches on the needle, and we can get going. So next row, knit 1, and then it looks a bit scary. I've knitted 1. It says KFBF, and as a beginner knitter you would probably say, I don't even want to think about that. So I'm going to show you here what that means. K, so that means knit. We're going to knit 3 stitches into 1 stitch. KFBF means knit into the front, the back and the front of 1 stitch. So I'm going to put the needle into the front, I'm going to put the needle into the back, and I'm going to put the needle into the front again. And all of those KFBF, you can see that I knitted all of those. So I knitted into the front, I knitted a stitch into the back, and I've just knitted a stitch into the front again, which means I now have 4 stitches on my needle. And now I knit the last stitch on the needle as well. I'm just going to tighten that 1 stitch that we started with. There you go. Next row, purl. Now that's easy. We do the purl stitch all the way along, which means the right hand needle goes into the stitch on the left hand needle in front there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Next row, knit 1, and then M1, which means make 1. So we pick up that little step on the ladder that joins the last 2 stitches on the previous row, We put that onto the left hand needle. The right needle goes into the back of that stitch, so we twist it, we knit it, and you can see that you can barely see that you've picked up a stitch there, but you've created a stitch out of nothing. We then knit 3. 1, 2, 3, and then we make another one. So we pick up that step between the last 2 stitches on the row and put that onto the left hand needle. The right hand needle goes into the back of that loop, so we twist it as we knit it. We knit that, drop it off, and then we knit the last stitch. And we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stitches on the row, on the needle. And it then says 3 rows, which is stocking stitch. So you can see, because we have a texture on this side, we're going to purl this row. We're going to purl 7 stitches. There you go. That's 1 row. We knit the next row because stocking stitch alternates between knitting and purling. We purl again for the next row, so that's 3 rows. And then we start to decrease. So we've made that triangle as we've increased, and now we're going to take it so that it's back to 1 stitch. We now have to knit 1, K2 tog, we knit 2 together, so the needle goes into 2 stitches at once. We knit 1, we knit 2 together again, and we knit 1. We've already decreased from 7 to 5 stitches. Next row, purl. So I'm just going to purl those 5 stitches. And we knit 1, knit 3 together. Now this can be a bit tricky, especially with the smaller needles, but you put your right hand needle through 3 stitches at once, from the left to the right. There we go. Yarn goes around, pull that loop through. May have to attempt that 2 or 3 times before you actually get the loop through. There you go. And then you knit 1 at the end. And what does it say on the last row? It says P3 tog, which is purl 3 together. So it's very similar to knit 3 together, except the right hand needle goes from right to left instead of from left to right. So there you go. Yarn goes around, and this bit can be tricky. Oh, I got it. There you go. So we're back to 1 stitch, just like we started with the slip knot. We have 1 stitch on the needle, and that looks like a little leaf actually. There you go. That is the bobble. And I'm going to cut the yarn and pull that through the loop. There. And then when you sew it to the top, what I suggest you do is you sew just a little running stitch through there so you can pull it tight. You then put this yarn, you scrunch up this yarn and stuff the bobble with that, and you continue to just do a little running stitch all the way around the other side, and you'll end up with that. And you can sew that to the top of the hat there. There you go. So that is just in keeping with the colour that you've got on the ribbon, on the ribbing there. There you go. Oh, thank you for joining me. Like I said, you can find the pattern for this and I will take you through how every single step is done with a video tutorial. There's 2 other hats on the video course as well, along with guidance on helping you create stripes, on helping you choose your yarn and choose your colours of yarn as well. So along with that, we have a private Facebook group, but you can join the open Facebook group if you want to. Facebook group is Knit with Hannah. So look for the Facebook group Knit with Hannah and you can request to join. We'll bring you in, and just like I do with the private Facebook group for the course, I will be there to answer any questions depending on whatever you're knitting. So do join me there. Okay then, right. Thanks for joining me and I'll see you soon, I hope. Happy knitting.